Hey, this is Landon Kuntz with the Roof Butler again. This is the same house. We're going to go ahead and do the roof side of it. So as you can see, before we even climb all the way up the ladder, you can start to see where critters and stuff have been breaking the shingles on the corners and everything and gnawing at them, trying to get in. So those right there are bite marks. It's not from anything except for squirrels trying to get in. So it looks like this house does have gutter apron underneath the shingles. It just doesn't go all the way to the builder's gaps. See that hole in between there and the plywood? A squirrel can easily get into that. So they needed to use a bigger gutter apron. Also, gutter apron isn't supposed to go behind the gutter like this. So there's a gap in between that. Gutter apron is supposed to go on top of the gutter, inside the gutter, so the water falls into it instead of behind it. What that's going to do is it's going to cause problems with your fascia underneath here and water leaking onto that. Also, you need a bigger gutter apron right there to keep the squirrels out. So we'll climb up on the roof. It's pretty steep, so bear with me. You can see where some other people are trying to put in some embankment control. This is one of the areas you can see daylight out of. Squirrels will easily be able to get into there, as well as the bottom corner right here. All right, so another area we're going to look at right here is going to be this corner. So if you look down in this corner, again, I don't really want to move the shingles, but you can see squirrels have definitely been getting in through this corner right here. You have a pretty wide opening that they're able to get in from, and all of the corners of the roof are kind of looking this way. So we'll climb up to the top and I'll show you the few other problems we have. For some reason there's screws in this valley. I don't know what that's about either. I don't know if they're I don't really have an explanation for that. They kind of did it going up here as well, so not really sure what that was about. So there's kind of sporadic screws throughout this roof. That's not really a good thing. This flashing right here has been bent out by the squirrels. That should be flat against this, so that would be another thing. Again, you can see where another company did try to do some spray foam and some embankment control. It looks like they're the ones that did that screw, the mess up on the screw right there. So I don't know why they were putting those screws in the middle of the valley right here. Maybe they had some pest control over here before, but it is not the way to do it. Again, you have gutter apron, but it's not big enough for the builder's gap on this roof. So you need to use a larger gutter apron and or the wire mesh to get that issue solved. I do have lead pipe boots on this roof, so that's a good sign. If anything, that's helping because squirrels aren't going to chew through the lead like they will a plastic pipe boot. As for the ridge vents on the peaks of the roof, all the ridge vents seem to be in great shape. Don't look like they're being lifted up or anything. No signs of squirrel damage there. So the one place that we weren't able to inspect is going to be this side of the roof right here where this chimney is. I'm not able to get into that attic space to do the inspection on the inside, but there was a couple areas I could see daylight out of, looking down into that area from the other attic space. So as we look right here, we do have a chimney cricket and everything. The light I was seeing was coming from each side of these corners right here. So, again, all these gutters need to be cleaned out. They're all pretty much filled with leaves. Again, this is just, this is that time of year. But again, that's helping the squirrels build nests. It's a good place for them to get acorns and stuff. So more reason for them to want to get up onto the roof. So here would be another area. This is another area I showed you inside where you can see daylight. Again, another embankment company did try to come in here and patch that up, but squirrels seem to get around it and still be able to get inside. And we'll go down to this bottom corner next. So again, This corner is the same deal. You can see where they've been lifting up and chewing on the shingles to get in. And then underneath here, I have a giant gap. They would be able to possibly get into that. So again, there is a gutter apron on this roof. There is no drip edge. That's not necessarily gonna let the animals get in. Gutter apron is the most important, but the most important thing is that it's installed correctly. And by the looks of it, it wasn't installed correctly on this roof. Again, so this isn't gutter apron, this is drip edge. So this is the wrong type of metal, wrong bend on it. But again, it's so small that it's not going to cover that builder's gap right there. Plus it needs to go on the outside of the gutter, like I said before. So that could be part of the issue. It's just improper install on some of this stuff. Again, screwing these screws into the roof like this, it's really not a good move. There's better ways to cover that up without having to put screws in the roof itself. But you know, that's the way it's done a lot of the time. They do use rubber grommet screws, so it shouldn't cause leaks necessarily, but still, any hole in the roof is not good. So the last roof section we need to check out is going to be this bottom section. We're not really seeing many signs of squirrels getting in this bottom part right here. This is just a covered porch area kind of deal, sunroom kind of covered porch area. There's really no space for them to get in down there necessarily. But again, these corners of these roofs seem to be the weak spot over here. And we'll check this corner out as well. So you can see right there, squirrels would easily be able to get into this gap right here. So this is something that needs to be kind of, you know, just a little more time taken on to this pest abatement stuff. You know, goes a long way. So that would be my recommendation, to just, you know, definitely have another pest control come out here, put the gutter apron on the correct way to do it. Otherwise that could cause leaks, and it's really not helping the critter stay out because it's not big enough to cover that builder's gap. So again, I would blow out all the gutters. That'll help a lot. Have the pest control guys run new gutter apron and not drip edge like they did. Also, they need to tuck it in front of the gutter instead of behind the back of the gutter to prevent any rot under the fascia itself. So if you have any other questions, feel free to give me a call, 770-366-1330. Thank you.